5 ways to show your body some love.
Let's go for a ride.
Welcome to Girls Trip. This week we are discussing all things Galentines related.
Cozy.
Yes,
And
and
cozy.
today we are, well, first of all, let me just say thanks to me for representing the pink.
That's so true.
Well,
You two forgot where you were
If
coming.
you remember from past episodes when I was...
in all black.
Yeah.
This is
Green,
actually
all
some
black
color
everything.
for you.
green, blue, gray, black, white.
Yeah.
Those are
I have a really great, color scheme going on with my skin tone. Okay, guys?
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know if pink really works.
But you're
No,
bringing
pink
you're
does not
bringing the
work.
coziness,
I'm
so
bringing
I'll
cozy
allow
to
it.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing the fun and joy as I usually do.
You're bringing the winter because that's where we
Yes.
are.
So, yes.
There you go.
But yeah, so today we are talking specifically about how you and your girlfriends can get together and show your body some love this week, because sometimes around this time of the year that can be a hard thing to do. We're cold. Sometimes we're feeling frumpy. We maybe haven't gotten into the new physical routine we wanted to.
Or try to. And
Didn't
didn't
work
make
out.
it.
Some of us are feeling a little pasty. All of those
Yeah.
things that sometimes we can be a little hard on ourselves about. So all of those things being said, we're starting with my personal favorite, food.
Yes.
Because as we all know, it can't be a girls get together without
Without
snacks.
snacks.
That is that's always number one on my
Okay.
mind. And usually I'm texting Rebecca to say, Rebecca, what snacks
What is
are you
going
bringing
on?
us? And we indulge pretty often.
100%.
But I will say, as someone who loves to indulge, I want the Cinnabon all the time. There are certain times when I do have a healthier snack that I'm like, ooh, that felt good. That felt good to do that
I don't feel
for
like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
for my body. And so I just wanted to hear what your go-to healthy but still yummy, yummy healthy snack is. For me, that's an apple with chunky peanut butter
Okay.
and
Love it.
a little sprinkle of mini chocolate chips. That's the
you
party.
like the crunch then, because you
I
like
do.
the chunky.
I like the
peanut butter.
texture.
Okay.
I like
Chunky
peanut butter
apple
and
chocolate chips.
and
yeah.
chocolate chips, yeah,
mini.
but mini. Okay, no, that
It
makes
has
a
to be.
difference.
It makes a very big difference. Okay. So that just feels like it's just the right amount where I still get that decadent,
Yeah.
but I still feel good about the fact that I just ate an apple. And it's very filling,
It
I
is.
have to say.
Yeah.
Oh, peanut butter.
So
yeah,
that is a
fiber.
good, and that's a good, if you are having a girls' night, you can put that out on a tray and do a little
Yeah, a lot of
dipping.
people like
That's
that.
a good thing
A lot of people like
to
that.
go for. So do you guys have a
All
favorite?
right. So while we're on with the dipping,
It can't, just to be clear,
oh no,
it can't involve lettuce, whatever your favorite yummy snack is. That's a
Can't-
hard no.
Can't involve a carrot.
No. So
all right. Well, okay, break the rules.
back to the drawing board.
So, well, here's the thing, because you could argue that this maybe isn't the healthiest, but there's a healthy component to it. So I love every so often basically making a charcuterie board for myself for dinner for myself. However, some nights all I want is some veggies and a big bowl of sour cream and onion dip. And I will cut a whole bag of carrots. I will have cucumbers and celery. Those three are really all I need. And I will eat an entire thing of sour cream and onion dip with all those vegetables by myself over the course of maybe, a couple hours. So, sometimes I'll have it within reason or whatever, and have a certain amount and feel great. But I feel good. I'm literally eating vegetables the whole time. The sour cream is another story, but that feels indulgent in a way, a weird way. But also I'm
Feel better than the potato chips.
Yeah.
yes, than the potato chips
It's
and sour cream.
it's a
and onion dip.
replace. You're just replacing it.
Yeah.
With something good.
And
Yeah.
I like eating carrots. I like having that. I don't feel like I'm forcing myself
Right.
to
Yeah.
do something. So it does taste, good.
I mean, celery is disgusting no matter what you put on
I
it.
agree with
But
I know.
I agree with
but
I will say that you can get bad celery. So it's a toss up. But
Yeah.
I do
Yeah. I
enjoy
don't
it a
think
little
I've
bit.
ever liked celery.
no.
I've never.
That's a
had
no
it
for
and
me.
enjoyed it. Yeah.
I literally
Okay.
take it out of every recipe that it's in. Like
Yes,
stuffing, I
me
make
too.
without celery.
Me too.
Chicken salad, I
The only-
make without celery.
The only time I use it is when I'm making it at the beginning of a recipe, like if I'm making a soup and it calls for like
calls for
celery
that?
and-
Okay.
Nope, not
yeah.
even that.
I will include because it breaks down so much that you can't
Yeah.
even taste it. I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's part of like the beginning of,
Like
of
what's
something.
there's
Versus
it's a French word that's like
the roux. Is that
no,
what I'm trying
not
to say?
roux. It's celery, carrots, and onions. I think it's
Yeah.
French.
No, I think
no.
the
A
roux is with like the flour.
with the flour,
and,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
like it's like their
oh.
staple thing that goes in so many
Yeah.
dishes. Lauren's like never,
Absolutely not.
not doing that.
No, thank
No,
you.
yeah, but I don't like
Wow,
it. I definitely don't like it raw.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Okay.
no. But that's a good one
Yeah.
that I don't think about often.
Like substitute. Like you
Enough.
don't have to go with the big bag of chips. Just kind of like pick your favorite
yeah,
veggie.
because I do have a hard time. Like I don't know if you use the same one, but like the Lipton's onion soup mix in the sour
Yes,
cream.
that's what I use. Yep.
Yeah, it's so delicious.
So
That's
once
all
you
I-
get started on
God.
that, it's hard to stop yourself.
so
And then I'm like, then I
long.
feel disgusting
Yeah.
because I've eaten too many chips and I've
Yeah.
made myself sick. So that's
Might be a little
That's I like
Nice
that.
little
I
snack.
like
one
that.
step further, if you want to go all health,
all
health.
I mean, it's still Galentine's.
Yes, like, still
okay.
Galentine. However, this is something I truly enjoy. I will do the veggies, but I'll do carrots, cucumber, and tomatoes, like
Okay.
mini grape
Yep.
tomatoes with tzatziki, like a big thing. Of
Okay.
tzatziki. Oh my
Mhm.
god! And go to town with that. That's like extra level though,
Yeah.
like very healthy.
Also, tomatoes should never be eaten by themselves.
I like a good like cherry grape tomato occasionally.
grape
I'm not
tomatoes.
like gonna pop. I do if they're from like our garden. I'll do them that way because they're really sweet. But from the store, they're a toss up sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'll cut them in half. I'll squeeze out the guts because I don't like the guts, and so it's like a
Just
little
basically
cup.
squeeze out everything.
It's a little cup, and then I put the tzatziki in, and then a little feta in there. And
All right,
it's like a
if
little
you
pop.
carve
are-
the cups for me,
Yeah,
I'll eat it
that's
because the
different.
guts are my problem as well.
Yeah.
But okay,
It's the texture. For
Yeah.
me, not the
Okay.
flavor. It's the texture of them. So my favorite snack, I love good cookies and milk. That's probably that's probably my weakness at night. That's what I want. That's what I go for, or anything with milk. So
Yep.
like cereal and is really what I want at night. Like that's my favorite thing to have like after dinner before bed. So I have a lot of replacements that I've found.
ooh,
I'm not gluten free in terms of like I need to be gluten free because I'm like will get super sick. But I've noticed that like probably a lot of people, I just feel a little bit better if I try to, if I'm more aware of it, and I'll go get gluten free options. So Magic Spoon is a cereal brand that I
know of this,
love.
yes.
Specifically their cocoa ones. To me it's maybe not as good as Cocoa Puffs, but it's a good replacement. Like very little sugar and like big on the protein and just very simple ingredients, all good. So that's a good one for cereal. For cookies, Simple Mills, which we've had together, their cookies and crackers are really good. Also, Siete, that brand,
Yeah.
which is I love everything that they have, but they make these 3 or 4 different flavor cookies, and one of them are chocolate chip.
Okay.
And like it's not like a big chocolate chip cookie, but it's like, what is the name of that brand? Oh, it's like a guy's name.
Bob.
No. She goes,
Steve.
Bob. No, what is the name of the cookie brands? The little cookies. No, just me. No one's remembering these. I'll find them and I'll.
like a cereal or a cookie?
No, it's a cookie. It comes in a bag. I want to say Tate's, but it's not Tate's.
I know what you're talking about. They're really small in a
They're-
brown bag, a tan
Yes,
bag. Yes.
yes.
I don't know the name of them.
Oh man. Okay, so they're like that type of cookie.
Okay.
And they're delicious. So what I'll do is at night after dinner I'll put a glass in the freezer.
Sure, guys.
And
like
then
Thomas.
I love it. And then I'll take it out of the freezer like 30 minutes later, pour some milk in there, and just get like 4 or 5 cookies and just like with the milk. So delicious.
So that's where it is. It goes from tzatziki to cookies and milk.
There you
It
go.
is.
Yeah, I can
That's
never
where the energy
anticipate that I will want milk 30 minutes ahead of time, so I'll never get to that
Never know.
level.
It's always like, I need this.
But okay, I can
I
get
like
with
that.
that.
Siete's delicious.
They have the churro chips.
Oh, those chips. Yes.
Those
So
it's churro chips
good.
with some homemade whipped cream and some strawberries.
Yes. Very
Ooh,
good.
Yeah.
so good.
So good.
and without all the churro, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like we should have been eating those right now. That would have been
I know
great.
we should have
why
had
didn't we have
both-
that?
That okay. We'll
We
work
should
on
have
it.
surprised each other with
We'll work on
that.
Okay,
We
so
have cars. We
we
do
do
go to the
cars.
store.
We could do that. The second way to show your body some love when you're getting together with your girlfriends is physical touch. Stick with me. And they're gonna make fun of me because
Feel our
they
friendship
are
thriving. Oh, gosh, the name.
Danielle, sorry. They are so like they're so touchy, these
Just
two.
want to give her a hug every single time.
They're just touching me.
Like that is their love language, and that is not mine. That's like the bottom. That's the bottom of mine. Someone actually took a picture at your house for a girls' night. We were watching a movie, and I was like so tired.
Put her head on my shoulder.
I snuggled, and
It was so memorable that we need to take a picture of it.
Yeah.
got to take a picture.
and I look like I'm crying in the photo because I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. So I get it. I get that that's like a little hard to do. So we don't need to get like really into it, but obviously there's a ton of science behind the need for physical touch, right?
Oxytocin.
Yes. It's like endorphins, oxytocin, all that kind of stuff. But it's not something that I like think about often to be intentional about doing for sure. But since becoming friends with Rebecca, where she's like, lay down, I need to massage you right now. That has taken on, a new perspective, a new lens on that. She's like always got her massage gun at the ready.
to go.
Or a mat with
Or a
needles,
mat,
needles coming out of it.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long
I
since
know,
we've
we
done
gotta bring that out again.
Bring that out. What's
You
that
liked
called?
that.
I did.
It was an acupressure mat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've everyone's seen them before.
Yes.
That's another episode.
That's
just
another-
dedicated to the
The whole
acupuncture.
episode, Lauren's just laying down talking.
Yes. So I think like being intentional about getting together with your friends and providing something free,
Yeah.
that's going to make everyone feel great.
Yeah.
long term.
Just, at this rate, like, I don't know what, 5 years ago, even like nobody had a massage gun.
No.
Now,
and then they
Everybody has a massage gun.
Of some sort, yeah.
So everyone has, that's a party in itself. Like bring your massage gun. Rebecca has some good techniques that you like
we
to
have, there's a massage for every part of your body that can be done. That was like, sorry, weird crack. I was like, oh.
As we're talking about our bodies,
yes.
let's just
Like
crack
crack.
every
That's
single
weird.
part.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we just don't think to do that because again, it's not something that's like second nature. So forcing Lauren to be like, no, you need to do that. This has to be done to your body like right now because you're gonna wake up tomorrow and hate yourself, like because of all this weirdness. So it's just 5 minutes sometimes of just like stretching and twisting and like get your IT band area, get your glutes and like shoulders, simple things like that, or like lay on a mat and just try to breathe.
Yeah.
Like that's all we need sometimes, guys.
Yes, that's all we need.
That's it.
And it feels really, really good.
You can go make it a full blown like spa night with the twinkly lights too if you
can
wanted
go
to.
all out.
We were just on your floor, just like okay,
Just on the floor, but and having a friend who can like just go like this in my hair is like amazing because I do that for my husband. He loves it, and then he's like, "Do you want me to do it for you?" And I'm like, "No, you
Your
have no
hands,
nails.
yeah,
like it
that
doesn't feel
is
good
not
at
gonna
all."
feel nice.
So yeah, sometimes it's like the simple things that just feel nice to get together and do. Plus, I did just read this very alarming statistic. I mean, it's on Instagram, so let's take it with a grain of salt. But no, apparently this is a thing because I looked it up afterwards. The 4-8-12 hug rule. Do you guys know about this?
This sounds familiar.
For is
but
it this is not seconds, right?
No. I
okay.
mean, I hesitate to give you guys more fuel, but apparently, I think this
We need,
is
like, something that hugs?
a day. This is a day.
Okay.
So a person needs 4 hugs a day for survival.
Okay.
You need 8 hugs a day for maintenance, and you need 12 hugs a day for growth.
yeah, I'm into that.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah, I love it a little less, but I'm gonna make myself more open to that
Yes.
this year to get the hugs in, get the touch in, so that I can grow.
This is something that I need to bring up very quickly. Just about the hugs for a second. And you guys would be the perfect person to tell me this. height differences. When you give hugs or get hugs,
Yeah.
isn't there has to be some, like when I'm hugging Artie, like we're almost the same height. So we can like hug and it's like, you know, my chin can rest perfectly. But if I'm hugging you guys, you're like in my stomach.
Yeah.
Like, give some clarity here.
More for
are
you.
Like, what do we want?
Okay, I'm 6 feet. What are you? What are you guys? I don't know.
5'11".
I am right under 5'2", man. Like,
And I'm right
there.
under 5'5".
And I'm like, we're the same height, guys. Like, and then we look at each other in the mirror, and like this happened today, and Joy and I are just like, oh my gosh, like wow. And I'm like, I don't see that.
You're the only one who's not always aware of that.
I'm just like, guys, I'm one of you. It's like Elf when he's like, I'm an elf. Why does no one see this?
This
He's
is
the human
this
being.
is true.
That's me.
This
Yeah.
is true.
Well, I
So-
think that's why we had that serendipitous moment where suddenly we were sitting next to each other, and I was like, "Oh,
And it just-
this is a good height for like my
Yes.
head. We can snuggle."
Okay.
So maybe we just our hugs are more like
Moments of that.
Snuggles.
Snuggles.
a
Okay.
snuggle cuddle.
Take that.
I'm used to having to go up on my tippy toes to hug.
Okay.
Yeah,
to
you're
hug
just
a
plain-
person.
you're just plain
mind-
short,
I don't
so-
necessarily mind hugging that way, but I'm like, is this awkward for people? Like, I have another good friend of mine. She's like 5'5". I don't know if she's 5'1" or something like that. Sorry, Gabs. And like, I'm just smuggling her. Like, it is what it is. Like, and that's just always how we've hugged because I'm like, I'm not giving you a side hug. That's like, what is that?
No,
Yeah,
I think it's more awkward for you because you're going down and hunching over more than it is for the short person.
Good to know.
Because
Okay.
I actually I feel like
You're like, I
child.
want to hang.
I feel like a
rub your
child.
body.
I feel like a child.
Hug me.
No, I love it. It doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. Good
I
to
don't
know.
dislike the actual physical touch. I think my issue with hugs is that like they are preventing my movement.
Productivity.
Yes.
Productivity.
So I can't keep doing something. I'm forced to like
my
stay
God.
still, and I'm always like in motion. That's why I like bruise myself every day because I'm going so fast that I'm constantly just like hitting
She's
into
like, I can't even
things.
stop. My body's just like, move
Yeah.
it.
So okay. So
All
get
right,
your hugs
that
in.
that was a tangent, but
Okay.
I needed to get that out.
All right.
Boy.
And okay, so next, Joy, you're going to tell us about a fun research topic for your Galentine's
Yeah, about your
party.
circle, you know?
Yeah.
About
So
your
okay, as well, let's talk about the woman's body as a whole in our menstrual cycles and
beautiful, amazing,
our
spectacular.
beautiful bodies that disgust us once a month. Okay, so I've just recently taken a break from going to the gym because my life is just so hectic, right? But what I realized was when I chose to like push through and go really, really hard on my body, while I had my period or while my period was coming up, and I would just be like, I just gotta go to the gym because it's like a mental thing, right? I would feel, and not just feel, but like my body would swell up worse. Like you're not being kind to your body when you're refusing to do the thing that
It needs.
It's
needs.
craving.
It wants rest. It really, really wants rest. So I actually purchased, Rebecca, I told you this the other day. I got this thing that's got really popular a couple months ago. It's called a Lumen. Rebecca, Lauren thinks it's hot garbage. So I really, really love it. It's like this metabolic tracker, and it like tells you if you're burning fats or carbs.
Yes, that is the way it deserves to be talked about.
And it's so cool. But it's definitely like a first world purchase, man, let me tell you. But anyway, you wake up in the morning in a fasted state, right? So I've completely, to do this experiment, I like cut out at 8 o'clock. I'm done eating, and I'm fasting from 8 to 12 the next day. So, but in the morning when you wake up, so like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, you have the fasting breath, it's called. And when you breathe into this Lumen device, it tells you if your body is burning fats or carbs, right? So I get my device, and for 2 weeks straight, every single morning, I am breathing 1s or 2s, which are really good. It means that your body is using the energy appropriately. And I'm like, great, this is awesome. Day 1 of my period, I breathe a 5, which is the worst you can breathe. I'm like,
You're like, what has happened?
okay.
What has
like,
happened?
it's broke. So I'm like, let me try again in like 20 minutes. 5. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I'm like, so me being a crazy person, I'm like, well, I'm not eating today. So that way, tomorrow
Not the right
morning-
response.
Not good, Joy.
Tomorrow morning, you know, I'll be back to where I need to be. So day 2 of my period, not that I didn't eat all day, but I was like, you know,
Strict.
vegetables, protein, and that's it. The next day, like 4.5, basically a 5. I'm like, I'm broken. What's wrong with me? So for 5 days, that's what it was. It was 4 and 5s. 4 and 5s, that's what I was breathing. And as soon as my period ended, I was like, that's insane. And I went right back to normal. I'm like, for whatever reason, what my body is doing right now is different than the way it is working is different than it is the rest of the month. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like to see that physically, like evidence of that, I was like, oh, this is actually helpful. Like if I'm not feeling myself, if even in my mood, if I'm not feeling good, this is like, there's a reason for it. Like, I'm not crazy.
Be nice.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. Like, this is okay. So little pieces of like evidence, I guess, if you will. It's okay to stay home from the gym if you're feeling out of it.
Eat that Cinnabon.
Eat that Cinnabon if you got a girl. Like, seriously. And there's people that you'll say online that are like, no, like you just got to push through. And I honestly just think that everyone experiences their cycles differently.
Yeah.
And it's not me thinking it. It's the truth. My sister is someone who literally has said, like, if I wasn't like expelling blood, I would have no idea that I was on my period. I'm like, oh God, that's nice. What a dream. That's not my situation. So yeah.
I mean, for me, I think I was just I was never giving my body like the attention that it deserved.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to recognize patterns or recognize that like, this is happening because of this. I was always like very dismissive of those signs and just being like, get over it, Lauren, move on.
Yeah.
Like however you're feeling, like you don't have time for that. Because it wasn't something, I don't know why this is not the stuff that you learn like in health class or whatever, but it wasn't until like maybe I turned 30 or something when we started like talking about looking up our different cycles and, you know, when they it just gives you a framework. Like you said, it's not going to be exactly what they say for everybody, but it just starts to get you to think. It starts to get you to notice, like, am I feeling a certain way at the same time every month? And having a source or an explanation makes you feel less crazy. And being able to anticipate things and plan around that and maybe not be like, I'm going to start my brand new workout routine the first day of my period or like whatever it is. So yeah, if you're like us and you know, this was not something that you learned when you should have, get your friends together and look up some resources. It's helpful to like digest it all with other people.
Yeah.
And like make sense of it and hear about other people's experiences and stuff like that.
Be kind to yourselves and be kind to each other, right? Like, and that's another thing I think we learned too, that like even our friends don't go through what we go through. So, being kind to each other in our socials, right? Being kind to each other, sending that text. Those are the things that how we can support one another, right? I love that. Aw.
I love that. Speaking of rest,
I was gonna say,
that's like that's the only theme you need for your Galentine's get together is rest. That has been something that I have been like trying to make a priority this year because I realized I don't even know how to rest. Like, you know, the things that are supposed to feel restful weren't feeling restful to me. To the point where like, no matter what I try to do, watch a movie or whatever, I'm like still itching to like grab my phone or put my laptop on to still be productive. We talked about this earlier in January about like the art of becoming unproductive this year. And the counterpart of that is rest. And I think that we are all similar in the sense that when we're having a girls' night, we take pride in being the hostess with the mostest, right? Like we love a theme. We love to go all out. We love to cook new things for each other and have the perfect napkins and whatever it is. And I think that's fun and it has its place. But I've also learned that like, you know, my worth is not tied to how good of a girls' night I can throw. And you guys are still going to come over, even if my house is a total disaster. And that is a part of rest, is that sometimes even the good things or the things that you want to push yourself to do, they don't have to happen all of the time, and to like let that go and be like, you know what, for this girls' night, we're all wearing our pajamas. We're going to order takeout. I'm not going to clean my house top to bottom.
Doing anything.
Yep.
Like we're going to keep it super, super simple.
Yeah.
And I think that leaning into that, and just, you realize like if your friends are really your friends, they already have so much grace for you.
And if you think about it, I feel like our best times have been
in those moments, right?
and
of just nothing.
like in the car, right? And there's nothing, no thematic element there.
We're in the car.
We're in the car for hours just talking about the things that are important to us, and you don't need anything other than that. All this stuff is like a bonus, right? But we don't need anything more than that. So I think just like appreciating each other for who we are.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It breaks down all the fluff, and it's like who we are as people, as friends, sisters, and all that stuff. We now get to really enjoy that, and we don't have to put on, not that we're putting on a show, but I mean, it really is like, okay guys, I'm sleep deprived, but I really want to hang out with you, and like we're doing this, and we love that. And I think that's what does build your relationships and all of that.
And I think some of our best conversations have been on those rest nights, because like nothing else was on our minds. We weren't like rushing, trying to like make a dessert before we came.
We didn't have an itinerary.
We didn't have an itinerary, like, so yeah, maybe just get your girls together and make it a night of rest.
Night of rest.
Yeah. All right. Number 5.
All right. Number 5. So some like gentle movements sometimes. I know we want to rest, but, and kind of going along with joys, another way that I think you can incorporate this into restoring your body in these moments is see what your body needs. Does it need to sleep? Number 1. Like, do you need to just take a nap or put your feet up maybe, or your ankle swollen? I don't know. Like things like that. Like, I think just take note of that. And then if it does mean, get out your massage gun or something like that, do that. I like to go for walks outside, not like a sprint. We're not going hiking. But sometimes the fresh air, to be honest, is just like, oh, I needed to take a deep breath, or I needed to get a step away from whatever environment I was in. So I like to really go out into nature. Like, I grew up in North Jersey near West Orange, so there used to be a nice reservoir you could walk around. So I used to love doing that. Just drive there, park my car. It was paved, and I'd just go for a walk. And there's like geese in there or whatever, but it's just nice to be outside. You see the woods. You're not like necessarily going off the beaten path. You're on a paved road. So something like that I think can be really restorative. If you don't want to go outside or it's too cold, again, just some stretches on the ground. Like maybe it's time to, okay, I can't lift anything. Maybe I can't even move. Just lay on the ground, hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a big hug yourself. Or, we've all done the classic where you pull your knees in, or you like twist, turn your head, anything like that. I think to give your body these moments of like relief or peace to just lay down, like give yourself, maybe you need to cover yourself in a blanket and just lay there. So
what's the alternative, right? Because I think what we want to go to is like the chips, the cookies, or the social media. Like we want, like our brain wants something for a quick fix, but if we force our bodies to do something different, like, you know what, let's not do that right now. Let's move our bodies gently. Let's be right. It's not always the quick fixes, right? It's the things that will over time help us.
And at 33, I want a stretch party. Okay, invite me over and make me stretch.
Yes,
I'm sold.
Yes,
so whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're eating cookies, or eating veggies, or moving your body, just don't forget to enjoy the view wherever your ride takes you.